What's up, everybody? Welcome to a special Saturday edition of Toypixx live streaming, I suppose. I don't believe I've ever done a live stream just that wasn't pre-scheduled, as in like Mondays and Thursdays. So if you're new, you've never been here before, Toypixx always has live streams Mondays and Thursday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, for today, we're going to be talking plenty about everything that I've seen on New York Toy Fair, things you saw on New York Toy Fair. I tend to focus on what I think of as photogenic 1/12 scale figures, but if something else caught your eye, we'll jump there. I also talk a bit about Transformers, so I'm going to get some of that in there as well. Now, here's the deal with this live stream. I started it in the afternoon when it comes to the East Coast. It's now 11 o'clock West Coast. Many of you probably have things to do this fine evening, and my wallet already wants to murder me, so I thought I'd better get this done, not go too late, so that your significant others don't want to do the same thing. Now, with all that said, it is time to start talking all kinds of things. Now, I also want you all to know that my StreamYard has been being funky and I have really fast internet, so I don't get it. But comments will come in chunks. So one thing you can do, talk amongst yourselves. And it is, man. It's going to be real chill. It's going to be insanely informal. We're just going to be hanging out. So, Spaded One has jumped in. I like to party. I like to party. Yes. Wait a sec. I feel like I should know that that's from something. And I don't, because I am a bad nerd. All right. So, how about this? Why don't I just jump in? Very chill today. We usually have pretty chill live streams, but now I'm like, okay, we're just going super crazy. I wanted to show this. This is an example of a figure that is almost photogenic for what I think of. Now, the only problem here is he doesn't have an extra set of hands. He has one extra hand, which is just strange. That's why he's almost there. One of the big things I like are ball peg waists. Like, it almost has to have ball peg waists and an extra set of hands for me to consider it for the collection. But I will say, I really like that rifle. But I will say this Mando does look pretty good. It's from Hasbro's Black Series line. It looks like he's got pretty decent range of motion, pretty decent articulation going on at the elbows. And he's super shiny, which is probably what you need your Mandos to be. Grogu also has a little bit of articulation, which is kind of crazy. I think maybe some of the past ones have had it, but it's obviously a very different Grogu mold. Now you can see here what all he comes with. He's got the rocket pack. He's got, I can't remember what the blade was called, but he's got that. He's got some kind of weird, like a short sword. He's got his pistol. There's his extra hand. And obviously he's got the other stuff as well. That rifle, for instance, that we saw. I don't know how that didn't make the picture, but there it is. Holy jeez. Yeah, I'm way too chill tonight, I think. But yeah, I wanted to show you a little bit about what's going on there with Mando, why I think he looks good, but why I also probably won't go too crazy with him just yet. Oh, we got people. Spaded. Stepped out of my wheelhouse a few days ago and got my first real 1/6 figure, shared a pic in the pickup section of the Discord. I'll have to go check that out. I need to get on the Discord more for Toypixx. Toy Odyssey, what's going on, man? If you have Mafex Mando 2.0, you will never need another one. That's kind of what I'm thinking. But I wanted to give, in case other people haven't been on the chat before, I wanted to make sure they kind of understood what's going on with what I think of as photogenic stuff. Perfect for your action figure photography star. Hey, guys. Well, let's see, I have you, Dave, to thank for the massive drop in my finances after I had to pre-order multiple of those Takara Transformers Overgear figs. Oh no, my bad, Star. They also showed off the line art for Optimus. Yeah, I've got some of that stuff pulled up. We'll be checking that out. Mr. Madsen, I sent a bunch of stuff on IG. Ooh, I'll go look. Spaded, yeah, the Mafex version seems like the perfect representation of this character in solid plastic. Hola, Mr. Spencer. Good to see you today. All right, now speaking of what I seemingly tormented poor Star with, I want to jump in and show a couple shots from that. First off, this is anybody that's been paying attention to Transformers a little bit. This is Takara's new Overgear line, and what they're doing is kind of making it very military, and it just looks really, really cool. It's got the 3mm ports, and it's got 5mm ports, so it's going to work pretty well with your Diaclone reboot type stuff as well. Now, the reason I wanted to pull up this particular image is because you can see the truck down here in the lower right, how it kind of is dull. It's kind of lifeless. I mean, there's not a lot of color here. This is Ironhide. It still looks cool, but there's not usually that big pop of color that we see with Transformers. But one thing that the product images don't show is how insanely good that light piping is for his eyes. That just brings this thing to life. Like, I saw that and I'm going, okay, this is all right. I think this might need to be picked up. So yeah, Star, I'm there with you. I'll be pre-ordering these as well, which is a problem because Mr. Stabby, the old wallet, is not going to be at all happy with me. Now, we're going to stay on X because we're going to use that a little bit to go through some of this stuff. And then the very last thing I wanted to show off before we really get into it is the line art. Wait a sec. I didn't push buttons well. Here we go. Is the line art Star was talking about for the Optimus Prime from that same line I just showed you the Ironhide for. Anybody that hasn't seen the Overgear stuff, there's also a Blackout. Let me see if we can get pics of Blackout in here. Old pics. I'm sure I could find some. Shouldn't be too tough. But yeah, anybody that's interested in a slightly more pricey, though definitely a newer take on these classic characters, I'd consider looking at Overgear. And now that's pretty much all I had as far as stuff that isn't just the 112 scale stuff that we'll be loading up on. Now, I will jump in here real quick, and let's head back to the chat before we go too far. All right, Star. Hey, Mr. M. Hey, Spence. Hey, Odyssey. Hey, Spade. Good to see everybody, and thanks, guys. That's something, if you get in here, then one of the things you can definitely do is say hi to everybody, especially considering the fact that these chats are coming in chunks, although right now that doesn't seem to be a problem. Okay, Mr. Spencer, hi, Star. Everyone, limited typing, eating lunch. That's okay, sir. No worries there. Like I said, I know we've got some lunch going on West Coast. We're early lunch. Today we're late lunch for us East Coasters, but I was kind of in the middle of eating when I decided to start this too. Star, you were right, Dave. Reviewers are getting so hypocritically picky. To each their own. I agree. I just get tired of those who complain endlessly when they ignore how lucky we really are. Man, Star, yeah, here's what you don't do. Truly, you do not participate in any of these nerd forums. Like, I think Transformers World is bad, but what a lot of people are saying is that it's tame compared to others. So yeah, just stay out of it, find what you dig, and go for it. Because yeah, man, it's a mess over there, especially. I mean, from all the stuff I've looked at, TFW 2005 is just, let's hate everything because it exists. I think that's kind of the motto over there. Anyway, let's jump in now. This is Preternia.com. I had loaded up on, like, I typed in my phone some of the stuff that I figured we could look at. So if it's not covered here as we go through, then I'll make sure to go back, look at the phone, and figure out what else we need to find. Now, we've got NECA doing McDonald's characters. I expect this kind of thing out of Jada. I did not expect this to come out of NECA. So we've got Grimace, we've got Birdie, and we've got the Hamburglar. Grimace and Birdie are fine, but the Hamburglar's what's up. I mean, I don't know how anybody else feels about it. Let me see here what we've got. Better look at Grimace. These are kind of hilarious. And Birdie and Hamburglar. Oh man, those look cool. Costume figures, huh? Yeah. I don't know. I think what we've got here is Grimace is an actual Ultimate figure. And then these are just maybe kids dressed up as McDonald's stuff. But it looks like we're going to get an Ultimate Ronald and an Ultimate Hamburglar as well. Just totally unexpected. I got to tell you, for a while, and you guys have heard me talk about it, I'm sure, those that are in the chat, for a while, I was thinking, I don't know that NECA's going to be around. I'm thinking they're going to go the way of Super 7. Super 7 keeps grabbing licenses, but I don't see much improvement there. You know what I mean? But with NECA, suddenly they're like, no, don't forget about us. We exist too. And man, they're going absolutely insane with this stuff. Pixel or Brendan, my bad, man. Hey, hello, Dave. NECA finally put out the Fortnite TMNT prototypes. Also, I'm eating lunch now too. Nice, Brandon. Yeah, I saw that. Like, we're gonna be checking all kinds of things there. Harry, Super 7 Micronauts Time Traveler Reaction Plus has me happy. Ooh, I did see Micronauts. I saw something. I was watching the Takara T-Spark event. Let me know, guys, if any of you have seen that T-Spark event that was just like yesterday or maybe the day before. I think it was just yesterday, actually. Were those Micronauts characters that they had in that? If you saw it. If not, no worries. I was kind of skimming through and I looked and I'm going, whoa, those look familiar. Let me know. Let's see. Sketches. Yo, man, what's going on? Thanks for stopping in. Brandon, Grimace. Yep. Grimace is hilarious. Star, I was a major TF fan, but wow, did I get sick of the infighting on TF forums. I checked out a while ago. Still love TFs, just I love them on my own. Don't worry, Star, don't worry. We can love our Transformers together. We're good, man. But yeah, I totally agree. John, NECA will make them look great, but we know about that posability. I know. And that's the one thing here, though, when it comes to this kind of line, I think NECA's posability is okay. Like most of the time, I would say, like their Turtles lines, I'm not so sure because they should be far more posable than they are. But a McDonald's line, I mean, when you think about the commercials, they didn't move hardly at all anyway. So this, I think, is kind of right up NECA's alley. John, seems like they're going for maximum nostalgia, which is fine for a lot of people. It is, man. But these companies are going to have to make a choice. I mean, NECA's always been nostalgia, but a lot of these companies are going to have to decide to try something new because if they don't, someday that nostalgia is going to go away because the other people are going to look at Grimace and have no idea who he is. Spaded, great. Now NECA can never do the Burger King Kids Club. That's all right. Hamburglar's way cooler than all of them combined anyway. Star, I wish they'd go all the way back and do the original lineup of all the characters from way back when. Mayor McCheese, please. I remember Mayor McCheese. I don't know. Sometimes you look at these lists of characters and you're just going, I have no idea who they are. Like, I recognized Birdie here, but I couldn't remember her name. So I had to go back and look at the character list, and I'm going, holy crap, who was that? Star, Brandon, Honey Bee, Sketch, thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Spaded one, give me Mac tonight, you cowards. Did you see that on X? I saw somebody put that up. They said something like, no Mac tonight, NECA? Cowards. Like, that was good stuff, but I agree. And he needs the piano. Brandon Star, what's up? Star, I watched the T Spark event, had no idea what they were saying other than Optimus Prime. I know, man. I didn't either. So I'm trying to get there. I want to understand Japanese a little bit. So when I've been watching the Japanese G1 cartoons, and I think I've got the vowels figured out. And I think I would recognize if somebody said commander, but how often does commander actually come up in conversation? Harry, is it true that Grimace represents what's usually found at the bottom of ball pits? I would say probably, probably. Brandon, Wheels and Kid Vid from the BK Kids Club were awesome. I remember the Kids Club, but I don't remember the individual characters. Star, there was a Big Mac police chief. Yes, I forgot about him more, but I can't remember them. I was a kid. Yes, we are. Well, spaded ones. Okay, Mezco. Balls in your court for Jack in the Box. Jack in the Box, and let's see, Carl's Jr., and they need everybody that ever advertised for Carl's Jr. What's up, Pixelated? Good to see you today, sir. I almost said tonight. Good Lord, man. I'm totally confused right now. Here I am eating lunch instead of dinner. It's mass hysteria, cats, dogs, you know the drill. All right. Let's jump back in here. See what we've got. We got Grimace. That's fun. That's going to be cool. Super 7, we'll just skip that. Now, this I'm curious about. So I have no idea about the scale of this stuff, but it is YOLO Park Metal Slug. Now, I'm curious about it mostly because of this vehicle. Like, this thing's kind of cool. The Metal Slug characters themselves, I don't know. I think they're way too stylized. Although, looking at this thing, you can make this work with anything. Like, imagine, well, we're going to get into the Muppets, but NECA showed off a Miss Piggy. Miss Piggy riding this thing into battle against Big Bird. That would be key. Like, the irony, too, because it's also a big bird. Yeah, and one of the things I'd be really curious about, I like that they're doing model kits that basically turn into action figures because it keeps the cost down for a lot of collectors. But one of the things I'd be curious about here is, are these 1/12 scale? Because I know they couldn't do 1/12 scale in the US because of Hasbro's hold on the Marvel license and all that, or their holds on Marvel, Star Wars, you know. But if they don't have some of these licenses, can they come in and say, okay, we're going to do 1/12 for this? But yeah, I think that vehicle and I think that bird are actually pretty cool. Shocking, I know. Spaded, hear me out. Jason Alexander from the McDLT commercials. Yes, get that. McDLT. Anybody? Who else remembers that? Like, what was their thing? They were trying to say fresh all the time, right? Like totally fresh ingredients, as in the rest of our stuff isn't very fresh, but this McDLT is key. I think that was the angle they were going with. Star, where you been, my friend? Pixelated's been hiding, man. Harry, big boy needs representation. Somebody, here's the thing though, do we ever see Big Boy do anything but hold up the burger? Like, can't we just get a little statue of Big Boy and just have him standing there? Star, hey, that's Nick Nolte, right? Maybe. Spade, well, technically, sir, the Big Boy never left. He's always offered the same high quality meals at competitive prices. Oh boy, I should know that one. I really should know that one. Ah, Brandon, the Noid, yes. See, we keep firing this stuff off. It's like NECA's in this playing field now, too. So I'm thinking, okay, NECA's doing this corporate stuff. Jada does it. Between the two, like, I think NECA should do like the fuzzy mask, like what's going on with their McDonald's characters. But I think Jada would crush it with the Noid. And the Noid needs to be a little more articulated, too. Spaded, Austin Powers reference. There it is. Okay, thank you, sir. I knew when I read it, I'm like, I've heard this. Why don't I remember? Clank, what's up, sir? Hey guys, I don't really go for the roleplay items, but the Transformers roleplay Matrix of Leadership is a must get. It even plays the touch when you open. Man, I said in the last stream, I can't do it. I can't do it. I did not know that it plays the touch. And man, the more I look at it, I am a super Transformers nerd. I'm like you, man. I don't do role play stuff at all. There is nothing in my collection that is role play. But the Matrix, that thing's a big deal. So I'm looking at that going, I don't know what to do. All right, so let's keep going here. We've got Mondo's Skeletor. This is the 112 scale figure. I love the way that Mondo's He-Man stuff looks, but their 112 seems a little tall for 112. But that doesn't mean that it doesn't look cool. What is this? This is the 2000X line, right? I don't know. Is that still 112? I can't tell you. Ooh, I don't know what it is, but it looks like it hurts. We got to have a Jaws reference somewhere, right? I don't know. This is the worst part about doing this. I don't necessarily know what all is going on. Okay, we're definitely still in Mondo land, though. Okay, so that's Skeletor and Panthro, Panthro, that's a different franchise, Dave. These are the 1/6. We've got the 1/12 here with the 2000X He-Man and Skeletor. But yeah, I'm wondering, I'm curious if I'm going to actually look at some Mattel Masters of the Universe Chronicles figures and think to myself, maybe I should pick that up. I don't know. Now, we're getting into some NECA, ladies and gentlemen, and NECA, just like they do for a lot of these shows, they brought it. Now, help me out here, because I'm not a Toon NECA collector, a NECA Toon TMNT collector. I know they released a Leatherhead. Does anybody know what the difference is here? Like, is this something, are they just showing the old Leatherhead? Or is this one special for another reason? Like, it almost looks like, what's he holding? I have no idea what that is. Like, it almost looks like it could be a pie he could throw in somebody's face. That's probably not it, though. Star, isn't that guy in the red vest the same character as the guy with the blonde hair in Street Fighter 6? Storm Arena and Jada are doing him. I don't know. I know nothing. Maybe. Clink Jaws. Mondo's smaller Motu stuff is actually 1/10. That's what I was hearing, that the He-Man was more like 7 inches tall, but the Man-at-Arms is shorter. Like the Man-at-Arms is a normal 1/12 scale, but He-Man and Skeletor are bigger, which makes some sense in my head. But on the other hand, they were never depicted that way. So I don't know. It's throwing me off. Archie Comics version. Oh, you're right. That one's Archie, isn't it? Or is that? Yeah. Wait, was the Archie? I don't know. I'm blanking here. $20 says this new TMNT 4-pack is $175. Could be. John, He-Man and the Skeletor are over 7 inches tall. Okay. That's what I was hearing, and I was just curious. So yeah, that Leatherhead, actually, hold on here. He does look like he's got the Archie coloring. Like, the one thing I don't like about the Archie, just the designs overall, is how kind of muted the colors are, or it's almost like all the colors from the Archie comics have a little more blue in them than they should. It's very weird. But yeah, here we go. We've got your Leo and Tux. Now, I'm sure they're not showing all the pieces. At least I hope they're not showing all the pieces here. You got Donnie in his construction outfit. This stuff's insane. It cracks me up. You got Raph as a sailor. And you got Incognito Mike. Now, Mike is always the best turtle. And you can tell based on the stuff that he's throwing on his head here. But yeah, we've got here, I believe these are the Toon versions. But I could be off. If this is an anime or Archie Leatherhead, I could be wrong about that. I know that the Toon versions look awfully close. They're similar to Archie, but not quite, you know? So, what have we here? Spaded 20. Okay, wait. Oh, wait. I already did that one. My bad. Donatello for the win. Yeah, Donnie looks pretty good. He's all right. But I mean, Mikey, guys. Mikey's the turtle. Like without him, you don't have the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You just have the boring guys. Mikey makes them fun. That's what I've decided. John, Man at Arms is 6.75. Oh, that's big. My only negativity for the stream. Having hate Mondo for this bad sizing crap. Well, hopefully, what Mattel does with Chronicles is bring them back down to a true 1/12 scale. Because I do like the look of the movie figures. I'm obviously not a movie figure guy, but if they start going a little more toon and maybe even update some of those toon looks, but just make them so they're not movies, so they're more just regular figures, we might get some pretty cool stuff. Star, guys, I'm a grown man and I'm still getting spooked. Day one and no sign of Jada. They are there at the fair, right? Right? They gotta be. They gotta be. I'm sure. I mean, I'll be honest, Star. I didn't even think to look it up because I just assumed they'd be there. But yeah, we're not seeing a whole lot from them right yet. But it kind of goes in waves. If you notice as we're looking at all this stuff, the first images that I saw coming through my feed was the NECA booth. So it was all that kind of stuff. And then later on, you would get, let me see here. What all did I have? I gotta find my trusty list. After the NECA booth, I think we got some Mattel stuff. They were showing off some of the kid stuff for the DC license. But yeah, like it kind of goes in waves. First, everybody was showing off NECA. Then everybody was showing off a bit of Mattel. Now everybody's showing off some blockies. So it's almost like they get to go booth by booth and they're all just scheduled to go to each one. Now that's something I do wish I knew more about what Blockies has going on as far as other licenses. Obviously, when it comes to Marvel and Star Wars, they can't be 1/12. But I would not be against them doing other licenses. I think that'd just be fun. Like here, Blocky's Mega Man. These look really cool. And we might be able to fit them in. Now, I'm not a huge Mega Man fan, but this still looks really cool, you know? Like, I've got the Mega Mans from Jada, and that'll be all I need. But you got to appreciate stuff like this. And what I really like is they tend to paint them up for you, so you don't have to do all that. Ooh, clank. Also, NECA finally showed off the new Scary Movie Ghostface figure. That's one I was excited for. I'll have to go find him. I didn't look at too many of their like monster type stuff, their horror figures, just because it was more Turtles, it was more Muppets, Sesame Street, McDonald's. But we'll definitely go through and find more of that stuff as well. Sketches, just seen some of the G.I. Joe stuff. Looks pretty good. Oh, see, I figured that had happened during this live stream too, is we'd end up in the middle of it finding all this other stuff. Evangelion from Blockies looks really cool. And I think that's why I'm looking at these going, tell me these are at least 1/12 scale, right? Like they just have a cool look to them. And I feel like I need to get some more anime type stuff. Like this figure I recognize. Like she might be somebody that is pretty famous in everything. I don't recognize this one so much. So yeah, help me out if you guys know anything about that. Now, Mandalorian and Grogu type stuff. I'm assuming this is Micro Galaxy Squadron. Yep. I think that this is probably the best Star Wars stuff out there right now from domestic companies, is at least as far as vehicles, because the detail on these things is crazy. I actually picked up just some of the blind packs. Obviously, I haven't picked up any of the huge things, But these would be great vehicles for your foreshortening shots. If you've got some Star Wars figures and you want to see a ship taking off, these would be great. But you can also find a much smaller. So you could have just something hanging there off a piece of thread looking like it's taking off in the distance with your regular 1/12 scale figures standing in the foreground. But yeah, these are pretty cool. Now they can be pretty pricey, which is why I'm like, you could go even smaller than these. Like this Falcon, I saw it at Meijer. I think it was around $50. So if you're just picking them up to take quick shots of them flying away or flying in space or whatever, these may or may not be the way to go for you, but they are undeniably cool. In fact, before I get to the chat, I'll go to the chat right now. I wanted to put on a Falcon picture. So let me go, because everybody knows the Falcon itself is basically the only ship ever that's its own character. Some would argue the Enterprise. Those people are wrong. That's all I got. Star, yeah, I assumed that my wife would be okay with me spending the mortgage payment on pre-orders for Transformers Overgear. I don't think I thought that through very well. Well, I mean, you'd think she'd be cool with it since she doesn't have to worry about car anymore, right? You got rid of that, didn't you? That way you're totally good. She doesn't have to worry about driving anywhere. You can just take her wherever she wants to go. Hi, Mrs. Star. Hope you're having fun today. Sketches, blockies have their hands in everything. They do seem to. I want some of that everything to be 1/12 scale. That would make me so happy. I have the B127 scales well with Hasbro. Ooh, really? All right. Mr. Madsen, Evangelion is a depressing series and written by a person of ill repute who put a lot of his sick ideas in the anime. Oh, that's only mostly disturbing. Paul, what's going on, man? Good to see you today. Clank, I could really use an EVA unit in my collection. I know nothing. I must learn more. Brandon, hello, Paul. Thanks again, guys. Although StreamYard seems to be working okay today. Star, didn't Lucas base the shape of the Falcon on a hamburger with an olive on a toothpick stuck in the side? I don't know, but whatever he did it right. He found the perfect shape. Paul, look at all these wonderful toys, man. It is insane, isn't it? Like Toy Fair, it feels like Christmas before Christmas. It's like pre-Christmas. Harry, so you're a huge Evangelion fan then? Not even a little. I don't know things, but I like seeing new kinds of figures, and I like seeing more 1/12 entering the party. So I'm hoping that Blockies has some of that going on. Thank you, Paul. Always appreciated, man. Good to see everybody today. It's I wasn't sure who I'll be able to make it, but it's good to see a ton of you have. All right. Now what have we here? Oh, 10 points of articulation. We're just going to skip that. All right, fully articulate. I know nothing about these. I saw these as well. I mean, I know Five Nights at Freddy's vaguely, but I don't know if these are 1/12 scale. And then we saw Fortnite. Jazzwares is bumping out Fortnite a little bit here. Let me go back, hold on, because I missed going through all this. But I want to get to that G.I. Joe stuff, so we might kind of fly through some of this stuff that I don't know so well. But yeah, I don't know what size these are or anything. So I don't know that I'm that worried about. Plus, I know nothing about the source material, and the figure design doesn't really interest me. Now, Fortnite here kind of cracks me up. They're obviously reissuing some figures. I do need a Peely and a Tux. But here's my question, guys. Have they left? I know they're reissuing, and then they've got, I think, some new ones, but I don't know. Now, the reissue should just have the same hands that you can move, right? So for them, extra hands is kind of redundant. But what about the new ones? These are questions I want to get answered. Like, did they finally decide to make the hands so they were in place? But if so, if they don't move, I don't know that I'd get them. Not that I'm a huge Fortnite guy anyway, but some of the designs are kind of fun. Like, Dang it, Robo has made me crack up every time I see Beef Boss. And Peely, he just always looks funny to me anyway. And I don't know much when it comes to Fortnite. So let's just go here. I want to find more NECA. Let's skip again. I wish I knew more about the Pokemon line, because sometimes it looks like it's 1/12, sometimes it doesn't at all. So yeah, it would be fun to load up our collections with a bunch of little yellow adorable monsters. It would be just hilarious. I like that kind of combination. Okay, now we're getting into some of those horror figures. Woo! That is not at all unfrightening. Yeah. Ah, this makes me happy. I mean, maybe not happy. That sounded horribly disturbing. But it is nice to see a bunch of these. Let's jump in, check on the chat, and then I'll keep her going. Harry, so what's the limit of salami you can eat before it can be lethal? I don't think. The one nice thing about any kind of protein like that is, man, I was trying to avoid saying anything that sounded wrong, but I already blew it. You can eat all the meat you can handle, and I think you're usually okay. It's if you start throwing in other stuff that'll throw you down. Like, because your body will naturally get full. So I think you're okay, Harry. In fact, as soon as you're not so full, just go back to the salami. I'm just going to keep clicking. Star, I saw that McFarlane acquired the license for Sony video games, I think. Yep, gluttons for punishment, I guess. Man, yeah, I saw that too. And I feel bad because I just skipped it. I'm like, oh, McFarlane. And then I just went elsewhere. All kinds of Predator. The Fortnite monsters. I love that we've got Michael Myers here with a keytar. I think that needs to, that's not a keytar, that's just a good old-fashioned keyboard. Good Lord, Dave. That's this needs to happen almost. Like, that's just hysterical. These are also funny. Like, I kind of like the Fortnite collaborations just because they crack me up. Terrifier. Okay, now here are your Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Fortnite guys. Now, Star, this is when you're going to look at this stuff and say to yourself, why can't they just look like turtles again? Because these look like just regular bodies with turtle heads painted to look like the turtles, which is kind of crazy. I like the look, though. Like, I like the design going on here. I like all the added stuff that they put the turtles in. And I don't know, obviously, I don't know my Fortnite, but I think the looks here, like if they were to update a turtle that looked maybe a little more like a turtle and less like, I mean, that looks like just a dude, honestly, the shell there. that just looks like a dude that lifts, right? But if they made it a little more turtley, then adding all these straps and everything, I think that'd be a cool look. And the shredder. See, that's a pretty good basic shredder, though. Like, that looks pretty cool. I gotta go back to the best turtle. There we go. John, I saw that and got a tiny bit sad, though it's not like the older ones were amazing. See, they were kind of decent, but not great. Oh, dear. Dave, have you heard the Slash Street Boys? I have not. Help me. Enlighten me, John. Mr. Matson just saw Resolute Snake Eyes on an OD green four-wheeler and a Viper in a gray and red flight pod. All right, we're definitely a Resolute. Resolute was an awesome design on Snake Eyes. Oh, dear. Star, I was just about to write that. Thought I was hiding it better than that. No, you're good, man. I tend to not be quite so, like, if they look a little tough and all that as turtles, it makes sense to me. But here, I totally am with you on this. is, yeah, they went really muscle built on this. Ghost Tab, good to see you, man. All right, Star, hey Ghost, woohoo! Send pics to your IG. Oh dear. All right, we gotta get through this, man, because I want to find what all you guys are talking about. All right, we have some 2012 TMNT slash Casey Jones, which I don't remember. I saw some of 2012. I don't think I got as far as where Slash and Casey Jones showed up. Metalhead cracks me up because oftentimes, he's depicted as a much larger character. And Splinter seems a little larger than he is in most depictions as well. These footbots look pretty cool, although I think for me, the perfect footbot is probably the one from the last Ronin series. And then we've got Tiger Claw, which if I were building the ultimate TMNT display, that Tiger Claw looks pretty cool. I don't know that I'd load up on the 2012s, but now we're getting into the fun stuff. We would take out Grover. This is what would happen. First off, Gonzo versus Grover. Gonzo just gets shot from a cannonball holding a machete, just goes right through Grover. That's what happens. Because remember, folks, if you're watching for the first time, I think that Muppets versus Sesame Street ends in a cottony bloodbath where the Muppets just absolutely own Sesame Street. Except once in a while you have a defector. So like Oscar the Grouch, he's allowed to move over to the Muppet side and just hang out. Because the Muppets are like, what's up, Oscar? He's like, what's up? I live in a trash can. And they say, cool beans, hang out over here. Because that sounds more like a Muppet character than a Sesame Street character anyway, right? And then Big Bird. Oh, man. Big Bird would be like the final boss of Sesame Street. And I think Kermit takes him. Kermit just takes him down. He starts singing Rainbow Connection. And then Big Bird gets all lulled into this false sense of whatever. And then Kermit just comes in, riding in on that Big Bird that we saw earlier with Metal Slug, and just guns down Big Bird, like the actual Big Bird, with the other Big Bird. And then the Muppets live happily ever after. That's not sick at all. I think I think perfectly sane, normal people would feel the same way. John sent you a link to your IG. Oh man, I'm going to have to open that one day, aren't I? Love all the 2012 and IDW Turtle stuff. Nice, Mr. Madsen. Does look good. Gonzo can't beat Super Grover. Gonzo can take Super Grover while he's sleeping, John. Come on. Mr. Madsen, the NECA DuckTales look pretty awesome also. They do. We'll get to those. Star, maybe customize a Jada with this guy for a Tony the Tiger Claw Fig Bash. Oh, that would be kind of fun. I didn't think of that. Brandon, you even get Big Bird pre-hair blowout. You do. And maybe that's his final head after Kermit takes him down. Or somehow that head pops off too. Like he's got two heads sitting there. Like Big Bird was a monster the whole time. Speaking of, now we have the winners in the Muppets versus Sesame Street fights. We have Ultimate Miss Piggy, who actually, let's be honest, she could take the entire Sesame Street cast on her own. Do not mess with Miss Piggy. I feel like a terrible Muppets fan. I know we've got the Monominas here going on, but I can't remember this person's name, and that drives me crazy. And then we got Gonzo. Come on, man. Come on. Gonzo takes Grover any day of the week, John. It happens. But yeah, I was super excited to see these, especially considering in that tease that NECA posted, we saw Kermit's arm and Fozzie's arm and still haven't seen them. And we know the way that NECA rolls in these kinds of shows is they might put another out tomorrow, except that might be more comic conventions because they're trying to tease the fans. Here, they're trying to put their best feet forward so people will buy their stuff. So maybe that's not how it's going to work here. But yeah, I was pretty excited to see these. And speaking of, we've got the DuckTales, Mr. Madsen. We have, you know what's funny? I actually remembered everybody's name, and I wasn't the biggest DuckTales guy. Oh, we got Launchpad, we got Louie, we have Scrooge, we've got Dewey, and we've got the. Oh wait, I didn't remember this one. Which one was this? This is Gizmo Duck and Huey. Yep, I could not remember that one. But look at that, like the way that they set up. This is a really good looking assortment, actually. Yeah, and I love the expression on Scrooge McDuck's face. I think these are kind of perfect. Clank, I wonder if they'll make any of Big Bird's cousins. I don't remember Big Bird having cousins, but truly, I did not watch Sesame Street a lot as a kid. I got, I just didn't watch it. I love the Muppets. John, Miss Piggy can take Super Grover. Miss Piggy can take them all. She can throw down. Big Bird doesn't stand a chance. Super Grover doesn't stand a chance. Oscar the Grouch, he's probably got a bit of a crush. But it just happens, man. Miss Piggy will take everybody down. She's that kind of big. And then we get into some of the Playmate stuff. That's right. They were showing a lot of Playmates. Playmates is stepping it up. It's always weird. Does everybody remember before Mattel lost DC Multiverse to McFarlane? They were suddenly, with like the last one or two waves, they were really trying to step it up. And then it was gone. Kind of like you guys waited too long to step it up. So then you're starting to think maybe you should have just been stepping it up the whole way through. And I'm kind of getting that same impression with Playmates. Although it's possible that Mattel has a much larger footprint in the world when it comes to distribution than Playmates does. Also, I think from what I'm seeing from Mattel, I do prefer their figures over what Playmates does. Now, I will always respect the crap out of Playmates for what they did for Turtles way back when. But if you think about them for basically since the Turtles' heyday in the 80s and 90s, they really haven't done much. Like they've just been resting on their laurels. And suddenly they're like, oh, wait, we should probably start releasing new stuff. And it was possibly too little too late, or it really was everybody at Paramount and Skydance deciding, you know what, we need a larger footprint. Oh, wait, that's right, that was there. Was this all? No, that was pretty much it. Yeah, and also anybody into RoboCop, Hiya Toys is making a 1/12 scale ED209. And this thing looks sweet. It looks sweet enough that I went back to watch one of Anthony's Customs reviews on a Mafex RoboCop earlier today. Because I thought, okay, this ED209 is sweet. And I saw a review of the Hiya RoboCop, and I wasn't a big fan. I thought that the Mafex looked a lot cooler. So you get the Mafex RoboCop versus the Hiya Ed 209. It's awesome. And look at all the stuff he comes with, man. Like, let's go back because I didn't show this off properly. We've got the smoke effects going on here, which I think is really cool. Did they have? Oh, I thought I saw a picture where they were showing firing off all these effects as well, like the actual burst effects. But yeah, man, this is really cool. And just about 8 inches tall, 7.9 inches. That's a big figure for your shelf. So if you're big into RoboCop, this might be something to go nuts for. Star, I want Dr. Bunsen Honeydew and Beaker with lab accessories. I hope they get to them, man. I hope that the Muppets line proves crazy successful. Star, maybe the Swedish chef with several chickens. Yes. Bork, bork. Pigs in Space, Necessity. I think Palisades did Pigs in Space, didn't they? Like they did a ton, and I had a ton of them. I wish I hadn't gotten rid of those. It's not really a regret. It's just now I'm looking at this stuff like, oh man, who knows how deep NECA will be able to go. So if I had all these things to complement them, it would be really cool. What's going on, Alex? Good to see you tonight, or today. See, I did it. I'm totally thrown by the fact that this was a 2 o'clock stream. John, I don't think Playmates is stepping it up. Double jointed elbows and knees are good. Otherwise, they look just like figs from the 90s. I think they're going for nostalgia look. Maybe, but they are stepping up. Like they've got something else that they showed off was a TMNT G.I. Joe crossover that I think looks really good. I think what they're doing, you're right. They're not really stepping it up articulation wise, but we are actually getting new molds from them now. And it felt like we didn't get new molds for forever. So that's where I'm thinking they're stepping it up. But you're 1,000% right on the articulation. And maybe their thing is we make figures for kids, but you can't keep making figures for the kids from the 80s. You got to step it up eventually. Not a fan, especially for $35 each. Are they? I didn't notice that. John, I had to say this because the Haya ED209 looks great, but I think I'd go with the NECA one for half the price. Oh, NECA. I forgot that NECA was doing one. But you might be right there. If it's half the price, I don't see why not. It'll probably be a little bigger than this one, but oh well, Ed 209 is huge. Star, I always wondered why anyone would bring in an Ed 209 into a boardroom for display art. You know what? That's a fair question. We keep going, John. I think the TMNT G.I. Joe line looks lazy and just grabbing for nostalgia. I hope they are cheaper. You're right. They are definitely going for nostalgia, but the whole thing is they're actually new molds. Like my thing has been they were resting on their laurels with the same old molds for so long that the molds themselves were indeed getting moldy. The Turtles times Godzilla line is that, wow, I had no idea. NECA one has sound effects and it's been out for years. How did I not know about this? I probably have talked about it in the past and failed. All right. So we'll get past that. Egad, what have I done? Where are we now? Okay, and that was pretty much it for Preternia. I'm going to jump over to X here, see if we can find some of this stuff you guys are talking about. This is your Air Eagle, by the way, your 250th anniversary US action figure from Transformers. I saw that before we started. Hang on. I said that, and then I didn't share the screen with you. Give me a sec. Let me jump in, grab that. This is your Air Eagle. So that's to commemorate the 250th anniversary of the United States. There you be. I kind of wish they'd done something extra cool for it. I mean, an eagle makes sense, but I don't know. I think we've seen this mold a lot. And then I will go back and look at the IGs, especially if we can't find some of this stuff that we're hearing. Oh, here we go. Oh, there we go. Mr. Madsen, I believe I found the pictures you were talking about. Oh, I love that Resolute Snake Eyes. That looks incredible. Woo! Okay, so we've got a different colored Trouble Bubble. And a different color Viper. Okay, this is cool. So Hasbro is starting to put stuff out now, huh? All right, he's got the green pants. Looks like he's got a helmet that can be used with it. I mean, this stuff is great. One of the reasons I don't talk a ton about this, though, is just because, you know, they don't have extra hands. So maybe, let's see. Oh, here we go, guys. For anybody that wants to lose money, these are from Premium DNA, which is probably not something I should say, but Premium DNA started as Megalopolis. A lot of people are still waiting on a lot of stuff from them. They haven't delivered. They don't seem to be fixing their reputation. The only way to really fix your reputation is to start delivering on the stuff you're promising people. And they haven't been able to do it. So I've got these. They showed off their Contra figures finally, but they're Premium DNA. So you really have to, I mean, I would recommend not getting anything that's Premium DNA. I don't know anything about the quality, and I can say that for myself because it's easy for me to say it because they don't have anything and have never had anything I really cared about. Like the Battletoads were cool. Earthworm Jim was cool. But I never needed them in figure form. So it's easy for me to say don't do it. But I think they've proven that you probably shouldn't do it. But if anyone else has had different experiences, let me know. By the way, I did want to say that the cover image, the one I got from the thumbnail, I got from Toy News International. What is this? Nacelle Company Star Trek figures. These is new, but they probably still have the swivels instead of the ball peg. All right, Brandon. And then he blows some dude away. Somebody call an ambulance. Ah, yes, Mr. Madsen. I did photos with snake eyes and Solid Snake attacking it. Nice. I got to go back and look. Robo is uploading photos now. Oh, sweet. Sketches. Thank you. We'll go check it out. And Boog Nice from ACBA has a video of G.I. Joe. Sweet. I'm really loving the new Transformers Overgear figs, but okay, Star, what do you got? What grabbed me was the expressed lore they're putting out for the line. Yep. Yeah, it's incredible. I mean, the way they think about this stuff from Takara, I wish Hasbro would start maybe thinking more along those lines. Now, the thing with Hasbro, though, is they're not coming out with new stuff. I mean, they're new molds, but they're the same characters, so maybe we're just expected to know about them. Hopefully, if they ever start coming out with new stuff, they'll be able to do that. A direction I was thinking years ago, and now they're doing it. Yeah. And for those who don't know what we're talking about, basically the Decepticons are in charge of the major corporations, it sounds like. They infiltrated using pretenders, and then the Autobots are trying to defend against kind of I think I would look at it as kind of a G.I. Joe Renegade scenario. The world thinks that Cobra is good, but these few G.I. Joes know that they're bad and they're trying to take them down. I would say it's kind of the same kind of thing with Overgear. The few Autobots and some of their human allies know that these huge corporations that the Decepticons are behind are bad, but nobody else does, so they're trying to take them down. That kind of deal. And Star, I think I got that right. If you want to make adjustments, feel free. Mr. Madsen, we are still a little bit away from the reveal of Mountain Heart Past Master's shadowed figure. When are they supposed to reveal that? Do we have a time? Star, the new line is so far much darker than usual and is clearly for a more mature crowd. Still plenty of time for them to cheap it out and make it softer. Seriously, loving a new direction for TFs. Yeah, I am too, Star. I am too. And the MPG, the Optimus that just recently came out and everybody's reviewing, that thing is glorious too. It's Optimus and you can tell it's Optimus, but the new design elements they put with it are incredible. Star, also love the way they're telling the new lore in a format of incident reports and hidden case files. I love that. It's good stuff, man. Clank, Overgear looks real nice. The Ironhide seems more like a cross between Energon and Baber's Ironhide, which is interesting. I agree. It's a weird combo, but it works, which is the real interesting part to me. I never would have put those two together, those two styles. Sketches. Hasbro needs to update their bodies for Transformers. You know what? I was a little disappointed when I saw Wheeljack and Sunstreaker, but I also don't have Wheeljack and Sunstreaker, so I'll end up with them. Same with Shockwave. But yeah, I do agree. I would have liked a newer mold Sunstreaker, especially. I love that character, but I'll live with it until I'm sure they do their next go round of the G1 figures, you know? Okay, let's get out of here. What do we have? Full Force, Ninja Force Zartan. Okay, we've seen him. Sorry, Full Force Podcast. See, McFarlane, TMNT. We're good. Boss Fight, Hellboy, and Conan. You guys will have to let me know if you're excited about the Boss Fight Hellboys. Let's see, Trick or Treat Studios. I think they're a different size. Oh, I'm just going to click on this because who doesn't love that picture? That's right. This is why we go through Twitter. Sketches. I'm kind of mostly all in on 3.0 MDLX Transformers. You know what? I had some of those and I sold them only because I started thinking, holy crap, this is a rabbit hole that I'm going to go down and go crazy for. because I loved those figures. But then I started thinking, I'm going to spend so much money on these figures. I got to pull back, got to pull back. And that's just the way my head works. But they are glorious, man. They are incredible. I had Prime, Megatron, and Bumblebee. Star. Oh yeah, the Decepticons have secretly taken over humanity via corporation or communications, propaganda, corporations. Let's see, economies, militaries, etc. Since no one really knows who's at the core of worldwide tech. Yeah, it's awesome, man. McFarlane Hellboy. Yep, I did see that. Maybe we've just passed that, and I just kept going. But yeah, McFarlane is doing Hellboy. Clank, I skipped all the Christmas sales and cheap Sunstreakers waiting for the 86 version just for it to be the same thing. Same here. Same here. Because that's what I thought. I thought they were re-releasing them so that they could get the most out of the mold and then bam, hit us with a new one. Nope. Spaded. Hasbro needs to update a lot of things. I'm kind of tired of the gold standard for American action figure collectors being the literal worst product on the market. Yeah, when it comes to figures, I mean, I'll be honest, I think their classified figures are phenomenal figures. You guys know my complaint. They don't have extra hands, but I think they're really good. But it looks like their Star Wars figures are kind of back to form after that awesome wave with Watto and the Bug and Tanway and Lord Starkiller. They're back to giving nothing to the Mando and Grogu movie characters, you know? So Star Wars Black Series is kind of back to zero. Legend still has the waist cuts, although Thor looks like he has a ball peg, which is kind of nice, except for his faces. But yeah, you're right. The gold standard needs to change. And hopefully, I think it was Brick brought up in the last live stream that Mattel getting a lot of these Boys Toys licenses, hopefully they'll step it up in a way that makes Hasbro have to step it up. Star, who knows who's running the show? People are generally puppets. They do what they're told by the powers that be. The Decepticons have convinced humanity that Autobots are wicked. It is such a cool story, man. I totally agree. Harry, I hope everyone is great at getting great deals out of Walmart clearance these last couple of weeks. I hope everyone is. Okay, I am not. I need to go check it out, Harry. Thanks for the reminder, sir. Spaded, literally every company does Marvel better than Hasbro. Yep, I do agree. Let's see, Mezco Splinter, what? Oh no. Okay, Mezco Toys Fair is going on, and what do we have? Oh, yeah, duh. That started at noon that they were going to start showing off that stuff. Oh, what's going on? Ionic Blood, good to see you, man. They gave Airtight his proper hairstyle on his classified version. Very cool. Man, okay. All right. Now it's time. It's time. We got to start finding some things here. Obviously, we're going to start blowing up with G.I. Joe stuff. Okay. That's kind of the same. Show me. Oh, that's weird. Oh, Sigma 6? Whoa, wait a sec. This looks like with absolute head deco. Huh. No, wait, never mind. These are from General's Joe's. So this is just, okay, never mind. I was seeing these and going, wait, those don't look right. Savage Dragon, that's McFarlane. What was his name? Was it Shadowhawk? Is that right? Let's see. Savage Dragon. Okay, Preternia's got what? See, this is what I'm saying, man. This is a totally chill stream. We're just walking through, seeing what we can find, what's cool. The Lost Dinosaur. I remember hearing about it. I mean, I'm sure I've seen it because it looks familiar. I don't remember anything about it. Okay, Playmates, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Godzilla. We can skip that. There we go. Oh no. Mezco, you're killing me. I have Shredder on pre-order. I have not yet gotten Casey Jones. I'm not sure I'm going to, but it might be in the future. And now you're showing off Splinter. Pixelated. Why? Why did you have to tell me about this? That is glorious star. So they get humanity to turn on the Autobots while they support the Decepticons. The Autobots have formed an underground military resistance. Love this. Can't get enough. I mean, yeah, the story behind him is cool. I'll be honest. I love the story too, but the figures themselves are just a totally fresh departure. Like, let me hold on here. Whee! So anybody that doesn't know of Diaclone, this is my one Diaclone figure, and the quality is insane for this little guy. Like, I know that people kind of don't want to spend a ton of money on little stuff like this, but you don't know until you've got them in hand how good they are. Like, if I had all the money in the world, a lot of this collection, a lot of what you see behind me would be Diaclone, because these are put together so well. And I think Overgear is being put together so that it'll fit really well with Diaclone. So it makes me very happy. John Mezco Splinter, now you have my attention. Yeah. Oh crap, Mezco Splinter is real. He can hurt me in my wallet. Yeah, I think he'll end up hurting mine too, which will make it so my wallet will be extra stabby. Whoo! What? All right. Yeah, that's some good looking stuff. I wonder if they've got. We might go look at Mezco here in a bit, see if they've got all kinds of picks up. Let's see, Marvel Rivals. Wait, McFarlane Toys Marvel Rivals. What do we have? Okay. Statues. Never mind. That's what I wish McFarlane would just get into statues. That sounds horrible. I know, my apologies. There's statues. He does pretty cool work, and he doesn't like articulation. So why is he still doing action figures? This is Bruticus, ladies and gentlemen. That's a good looking Bruticus, I must say. I know that earlier when pictures first came out about this guy, people were saying he looks way too wide up top and way too stumpy in the legs. First off, the animation model has that going on, but second, I don't think it looks that bad. And one of the things they were showing about the new Shockwave is that it can mount on the shoulder of Bruticus. So this thing's going to be a beast. Like, it's going to be really cool for anybody that is into Transformers. I have, let's see here. Where are they all? I have Brawl, I have Vortex, and I have Blastoff. So still waiting for Swindle to go up for pre-order. I do have Onslaught on pre-order. Because, yeah, those are good things. Anything else that we've been missing? A lot of Bruticus love. What is this? Ultimates. Nah, we'll skip that. This is something people have been complaining about Astro Train quite a bit. I kind of understand some of the complaints, but I don't think he looks that bad. The one thing that I do wish they'd done is add a little bit of paint to his, like where the red is on his torso, but I can do that. It is one of those things that does kind of bug me though, only because it feels like they gave him some extra accessories without making sure he looked right. Had a little bit more color. But I'm not going to go on and on about it on a forum. I'm trying to see what else we've got here. Not a whole lot. Okay, so we've already seen a bunch of this. What do we have? Blockies. Blockies continues to go insane with Transformers alt modes, which is kind of cool, actually. Yeah, looks like we've seen most of what I'm going back through. Let's head to the chat, see what we got. You got Star. Takara said that they wanted to go with a real world military vibe in both sculpt and color. Fantastic. I've waited so long for something like this. No more Candyland color palettes. You mean like this? Come on, Star. Come on. That's Prime. That's Prime. That's not Candyland, man. But I know what you mean. All right. Stay, Prime. Stay. Don't be falling on me. Spada, just want to point out that Mezco Splinter has toe articulation. Oh, I did not look that close. Anton, this is Saturday. Everyone is in the wrong time zone. We're good. We're good, Anton. No worries, man. Thanks. I'm glad you were able to stop in. No, I figured since the toy fair is going on and since we had a lot of stuff start to get revealed, I probably should do a live stream, get the people involved, have some fun, see what's up. And people have been having some fun seeing what's up. Did you see the Furby Grogu? Do I want to? That sounds like nightmare fuel, Mr. Matson. Brandon was just up on Toy Arc. McFarlane's doing the Brandon Routh Superman. I saw that. I saw that earlier. Hang on. Actually, Toy Arc might be. You know what? You guys said Robo's got stuff that he's uploading. What do we got? Show me. Robo don't know. Let's see. Okay, so McFarlane Hellboy is something Robo just uploaded. And I know, I tend to just skip. But I mean, if you're gonna make a figure and you're McFarlane, a character like Hellboy is probably a pretty good one to go with. I think they know how to do that, at least from a sculpt perspective. If you look at it, you can see there's no real neck articulation. I mean, there will be likely a ball peg at the top of his head or at the top of his neck. Probably not too anything too crazy. These are the ones we just shot. We just saw these. We just saw these that Robo also posted. Shadowhawk. I'm sure that's it. And then let's see. McFarlane Helldiver. These are probably 1/10 scale as well. I know. I saw McFarlane got these licenses and just skipped them. But again, he definitely seems to do armor pretty well. He does weapons okay as long as they're not oversized. Or he oftentimes he'll make a batarang way too big, or his company will. But I think that monster figures, I think armor and robots and stuff like that usually looks pretty good. But I have no frame of reference here. Ugh. Oh man. All right, so we pretty much got everything Robo put up. Let me go back here. I'm telling you, this is why it's so chill. Is we just didn't know when things would start to get shown off. Here's more of that Star Trek. Oh, we've got a character I recognize. But that character I recognize seems to not have any extra hands. On the other hand, if it's Spock, really, that hand that we're seeing is probably the only hand you really need. Got Uhura. Is that another Spock or is that a different character? Oh, we got Shat. Seriously, guys, if you haven't seen that Raisin Bran commercial, go find it. It's quality. Yeah. And now we're beyond my knowledge. Huh. Okay, there was Star Trek stuff. My apologies for not knowing actual Star Trek stuff. We've got more. We've got the Blockies Mega Man. Okay, so we're seeing some from Joe. I want to see more from Joe. This is, by the way, this is that Optimus Prime I was talking about earlier, Star. This this thing just has a really cool look to it, I think. Like, and he'll probably end up fitting with the Overgear figures. All right, let's see what we got. Star, I'm in love with the whole clandestine vibe to Transformers Overgear. It's about time. Really brings home the whole point of being robots in disguise. Truth. Lots of undercover deception. Yep, and the Decepticons are military vehicles. The Autobots are just older vehicles, just kitted out. That's the idea of Overgear, is they just give them tons of weapons. And one of my favorite trends right now on social media for the Transformers community, people are just taking all their Transformers and just giving them tons of guns and just hashtagging Overgear. I think it's pretty awesome. Brandon, I may get that Hellboy. I feel like all the previous figures for him have been out of my price range. That he might be really good. My thing when it comes to McFarlane stuff is the scale, but it's so inconsistent with articulation and accessories that I just feel like, I don't know, like I can't get into it. It is mostly the scale, but I have picked up some just to see, and man, I don't know. We'll see though. Let's see. It is Shadowhawk. Woohoo! Thanks, John. Pixelated, the Helldivers could be decent army builders. Ooh, they could be like characters that your heroes or villains go against. Not bad. That looks like Spock's father. Okay, okay. I mean, it didn't quite look like Spock, but I don't know my Vulcans. Anton, he needs a box of Raisin Bran. He totally needs a box of Raisin Bran. I need everybody to start any action figure you have that's a William Shatner. He needs a little box of Raisin Bran to just hang out with him now. Star, that's a Romulan officer, original series Star Trek. Oh, more expense. Nacelle doesn't do ball peg waist, Star. Be snobby like me. Pixelated Nacelle is going deep cuts, lots of figs from the first 6 films with the original cast. Oh boy, Star, stop it, Dave. Money's all gone. Now I have to get another Prime. That Overgear Optimus Prime is already a must-have. Now this curses. Yep. My apologies. I want this too, but it's like $200. So, it just depends. It is MPG 17 if you're going to look it up. Not that I'm that helpful or anything. Harry, they should be more hip and call it Transformers Gear Maxing. That just sounds like they're drinking things that they shouldn't be drinking, or maybe, injecting themselves with far too much energon. Ah, okay. Not that I'm trying to turn everybody into Transformers fiends here. I've always dug them. It's just Hasbro really let me down for several years there. Now we have. We want more. Oh, wait. People in their photos. All right. Bull Air Sneak Attack Toys, Charles Entertainment, Cheese Action Figure. Wait, what? Ladies and gentlemen, what do we have here? Is this like a bendy, or is this a statue? We've got Chuck E. Cheese. Okay. With pizza, with cake. This is like because you have your birthday parties at Chuck E. Cheese. Oh my God, it is articulated. Okay, okay. First off, nobody can throw down with me for finding this because I just found it. Like, I had no idea this was coming. These are Bull Air's Sneak Attack Toys, Charles Entertainment. Charles Entertainment, huh? Okay, but it does say Chuck E. Cheese is up there. Kickstarter to launch soon. Okay, so we've got a Chuck E. Cheese Kickstarter. We've got extra hands. This is ridiculous. I love it. This is why Toy Fair is so incredibly awesome. Come on. Look at this. More mascots, ladies and gentlemen. Who needs a Chuck E. Cheese? You know what we need? Anytime our action figures have a birthday, they go to Chuck E. Cheese's. And Chuck E. Cheese is actually the dude hosting it. That would be good times. Anton, will we still have a chat on Monday? We will. We will, Anton. No worries. Star, calm down. Don't worry. Star is going to be fine. I'm hoping that as we're talking here, because I don't want to go, I mean, we can go forever, but I don't want to go any past 4:30 because I want to make sure anything that you guys have coming up with significant others or anybody else watching in the chat can go and do that thing because truly, my wallet already wants to murder me. I don't need your guys' significant others wanting to do the same. Star, if 3.0 does Transformers Overgear figs in their DLX or MDLX lines, all fleshed out as characters, minus real-world physics limitations for depictions, I'm going to cry. Here's the thing, Star. Those Transformers Overgear figures look so good that I think you could skip the DLX or the MDLXs because they just look phenomenal. Like, I don't think there's any reason. In fact, I bet DLX and MDLX don't do that because they're like, yeah, Takara's got us, man. There's nothing we can do that's going to top what's going on. But I mean, I could be wrong, but yeah, I think your wallet's safe. At least as safe as it is so far. Okay, yeah, Chuck E. Cheese. All our action figures, if we support this Kickstarter and it ends up making it and it gets funded and all that stuff, all our action figures go to Chuck E. Cheese's for their birthday. Or hear me out, a Chuck E. Cheese interior dio with skee ball and basketball, all the games and tables for sitting, for eating your pizza and everything. Put that dio together with Chucky at the front. And then, like, that's just where your action figures hang out. They just hang out at Chuck E. Cheese's. There you go. Solved. All right. Let's see. Nacelle Biker Mice. Okay, hold on. I'm seeing what Toy Arc has up right now. Not a whole lot. Nacelle doesn't do tons that I would consider photogenic just because of their lack of ball peg waists. Super 7, I tend to just skip. McFarlane Toys, Warhammer. There's a lot of stuff there, huh? Pre-order or image founder stuff. More McFarlane. Ah, yeah. What is this? Trick or Treat Studios, 30 inches, guys. If you want to be freaked out, we have a 2.5 foot tall leprechaun that you can just have hang out in your place. What do you think? Is that scary enough? Clank, I wonder how well Charles Entertainment Cheese scales with Jazzware's Freddy Fazbear. I don't know. I don't think it gave dimensions or anything in those pictures or in the description. But, I mean, he's kind of necessary. Phenomenal? Agreed. Done. Anton, I will make sure everyone in Time's face is fine so that no one runs out of money today. We'll be able to buy all the toys we see on Monday. Yep, I'm good with that, Anton. Thank you, sir. Whoo, Harry Dave Mesco showing off the Tim Drake Robin. Oh, no. We're going to have to go, aren't we? John, I'm still waiting on the Nacelle Kickstarter for the Expanse figures to deliver. Oh, yeah. Mom is still waiting on her, what is it? The fish guy from Savage Crucible. Oh, man, why can't I always get that name and then it sticks with me forever until I need to say it. But yeah, the Paranoid, I think is what it's called. She got the one that's a little more colorful than the others. Truly, I don't think Mom Picks will ever do another Kickstarter. Star, after Thursday's show, I was taking heart in the idea that Overgear wouldn't be available to us in the West for quite a while. They went up for pre-order the following afternoon at BBTS and TF Source. I told you, I thought they probably would. I don't know if Hasbro Pulse will do it, but yeah, I figured they probably would. Brick, happy Saturday, folks. Happy Saturday, Brick. Good to see you, sir. McFarlane surprised me with a Hellboy. I'm in if the price is nice. The price is probably going to be okay. Yeah, we checked out Hellboy a little earlier. He's McFarlane Hellboy. Brick, aside from that, NECA has my attention with DuckTales, hoping it goes well enough to get us closer to good gummy bears. Oh, you know what? The other, I feel like maybe I was prognosticating when I was talking the other night about, yeah, because NECA's got this great relationship with Disney, and then I couldn't come up with what it was. Clearly, I meant DuckTales, Beyond Muppets. It was also DuckTales. Yeah, this is my hope for you guys when it comes to gargoyles. Is they're doing Muppets, they're doing DuckTales. Now they can find a way to get those last, what was it, 2 or 3 figures that they had shown off that never got released. If they could find a way to get those figures out there to everybody that wants them for their gargoyles collection, that would be magnifique. I'd be stoked for everybody that got into that line. All right, let's hide that leprechaun. That's freaking me out. Besides, we have like a month to go before we have to see more of those. Okay. Oh, there's the airtight. Oh, good call. Good call. He does have the same hair that he did. Oh, very nice. Very nice. I mean, that's your throwback, ladies and gentlemen. This airtight does not need a retro figure. All you have to do is just, I mean, you're probably going to keep the knee pads, but if you don't like them black, because the original wasn't black there, you can just paint them yellow and remove this, and you've got your retro airtight. So I don't think there's a reason to release a retro airtight because this one is so very retro. He does look good. That's what I mean, man. I love the look of Classified. I think that they do a great job. Toy Fair, Kotobukiya. Let's see. Still looking. This is literally just blue bolts. Oh no, poor 6-0. He is sad now. Oh, look at we're gonna look at these real quick. We have Ironhide because I didn't show it this time. This is Blackout, which is also ridiculously cool. And I'm seeing what else. Is there anything else that you guys have noticed today that you want to check out a little bit that we can find? I'm wondering what this is. Hasbro, this is the kind of exclusive. So I saw this and I'm wondering if it's got to be some kind of just AI thing, right? I mean, we got the Hasbro logo hanging out on the side here. Maybe not. Promotional only. I am curious about this thing. Let's see. What are they saying? Maybe you don't need that. Blah, blah, blah. This person's saying fake. If it is fake, then no worries. Even so, that would be sweet to get a hold of. Star, hello, Jada, are you there? If you are, please say something. I'm telling you, I think once the Jada starts coming in, Star, I think everybody's going to start talking about Jada. It's just, I hope they do it before we end up getting off the live stream. Mr. Manson, no one has posted any Jada stuff yet. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking maybe the Jada booth is not open for us nerdy I don't know, reporters, I suppose, just yet. Maybe they're talking to Targets and Walmarts of the world first. Star, I know Takara is doing those video shorts for Overgear, but you guys think there's a chance that they'll put out an actual series in popular media? I can't imagine they'll do it like that. If they did do that, like if they did put out a series, it would have to be a little more traditional. Like maybe not. I don't know how much it costs to put those shorts together. They do it for Diaclone as well, like put the same kind of shorts together. So just because they've been doing it for Diaclone for so long and Diaclone is their thing, they're not partnered up with Hasbro for anything Diaclone wise. And the fact that they have never done anything like that for them, I would say probably not, but one never knows. I mean, there could be a comic out there. It does feel like that world needs to be explored more, but at the same time, they did similar stuff with Vinyl Tech, and it didn't go beyond like the booklets and all that stuff. Star, truthfully, if the Overgear story is going to be this awesomely dark, then I'd be thrilled with a novel. Go beautifully dark, baby. That would be all right. Clank, probably not, especially after the Netflix ones. We can't hold Netflix against Takara. I mean, they still wouldn't want to do it because of that, I'm sure. But oh, ouch. You're not wrong. Star, Mr. M is making me cry. Oh, it's okay. You'll be good. You'll be good. At some point today, we're going to start hearing from Jada. Pixelated, is Jada the only company we're waiting on for announcements? Mezco has a release every hour, but the sun's getting pretty low. Yeah, that's true. Hold on. Let me see. Is Mezco putting up, are they just showing single images, or are we getting full-on solicitation shots? No, I just went to Mezco and they're not putting up full-on images just yet. Ah, that's too bad. That is way too bad. All right. So let's see. I keep Twitter just seems to be, or X just seems to be the place that we can keep going and refreshing and seeing what's up. So I'm kind of staying here just to see what we get. Missing link, man. Seriously, Takara would have all my money. That's a problem. Not all of it, but they would be making up a good chunk of my cash. Good. Wait a sec. What is the? Oh, see, this is Diaclone, ladies and gentlemen. This is why this is so cool. Oh my goodness. All right, I'm gonna close that out. My bad, Star. My apologies. Don't look at Diaclone. I know I shouldn't do that. These are people looking at more stuff that's not Overgear, but Takara stuff, I believe. Yeah, those were in that Takara T-Spark deal. We've got more Ed 209 with those effects. Opened it, let's see. Extremely exhausted. Wait a second. What do we have here? Are these... Okay, so one of the rumors going on about Transformers right now is that there's going to be 2 7-packs just painted really well for the cartoon of the Maximals and the Predacons. And so I'm wondering if that's what we're seeing here, except these are Takara Tomy, so I'm going with no, although they did do quite the Versus series way back when. We're getting a lot of stuff from Takara Tomy right now. I'm assuming that show... I mean, that should be over with. I think Japan is 14 hours ahead of us. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not seeing a lot new. I think Jada might be about what we're waiting on. I would like more from what's going on from Hasbro. But yeah, I think Jada is pretty much... I mean, NECA showed off their stuff, and it was just insanely good. McFarlane, I think, has shown off most of his stuff. Yeah, I think primarily we're waiting for Jada. Let me look at my... I did have a list of a whole lot going on here. So let's see. We had the Haya 209. Yeah, we're waiting on Jada. You know, I want to find, okay, so it would be good to see a little more from Mattel because I want to know more about their Motu Chronicles line. I know that the TMNT just got shown off. So I mean, the fact that they're going to license those as well, or that they are the global license for TMNT. So I didn't expect to see anything from them there. But I do want to see a little more of their chronicles, and I am going to find the DC, like the kid stuff, because it's supposed to be about the same scale as the collector stuff. There's a Batmobile there, and there's something that's going to crack everybody up. If you've been collecting McFarlane at all, there's a Jokerized Batman that Mattel's doing. So if you haven't seen it, I saw that and just started laughing. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like Jada, and it would be nice to see a little more from Hasbro, but we're basically waiting on Jada. So let me go find... I want to find... I want to find some Mattel, and I want to find latest, and I want to see what is going on. Oh, yeah, because they do the Barbie type stuff. I guess that makes sense. Here's some. Let's see. I wonder if this is where I saw it. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Mattel, for their kids line, Jokerized Batman. Now, you know what's kind of impressive? This is the kids line, and we've still got thigh cuts. We've got, looks like double jointed knees. Looks like maybe single joints at the elbow. I'm curious about these because a lot of times I think their Mattel figure, their wrestling figures kind of fit in across the different price points. So I'm curious about if these will also fit in from a looks perspective. So here we've got, I mean, we all knew that Mattel was going to have to go Batman heavy. Batman sells. We've got like an armor suit Batman here, another one just wearing some armor. Then we've got John Stewart, and we've got Joker. I mean, the Joker looks a little more cartoony than what I would like. I think John Stewart looks pretty good. Can't tell much with the Joker eyes there. Flash looks all right. Obviously, I would say I don't know. Is that can't be a waist cut? That might actually be a ball peg waist in there. That's not. Oh wait, hell, yeah, I think that is a waist cut. Never mind. Never mind. That makes me sad. This though, I'm curious about because if this thing is if this is scaled to 1/12th, I would be very tempted to pick it up, which I know is insane. I know you're thinking to yourselves, why? The why is because I still need a Batmobile, and this one just looks fun. Like it's a little too, maybe if it were a little darker, I'd be a little more stoked about it. But yeah, I wanted to show that stuff. And then we're going to jump in and we're going to see. I want to find Mezco on here because we're going to try and find that Tim Drake Robin too. Star Pixel, why? You're killing me over here. Break. Let's see. There's leaked Jada stuff out there. Oh, really? Okay. Solicitation pages for Cyberpunk, Atom Smasher, and Maine. Nice, but no Rebecca, huh? That's going to be a bummer. See, Star Brick. Seriously, I love you, Brick. We gotta find it. Let's see, Brick. Also for Scooby, Daphne, Funland Robot, and the Diver. Nice. Let's see, Star. The sun is now warmer. The air is fresher. Food tastes better. And all is right with the world. So those might show up at Toy Fair. Ooh, I want to see. I want to see. Brick, did Hasbro not reveal their Mole Man and Smart Hulk yet? The MMPR and Godzilla stuff looks fun. Not great looking figs, though. Yeah, we looked a little at those. I don't think, like, we've seen the bunny slippers. I haven't seen the Smart Hulk yet, though. Because, let's see, Dan Yoon, I think, posted the bunny slippers. But Mole Man, I know that he's the one that people were thinking is the tease. I have not seen anything about him just yet. Hasbro hasn't shown much with their booth, at least that I've seen. Much new. So that's I'm kind of waiting on the rest of what Hasbro's got. And then Jada. See, Ionic, isn't there a Toy Fair panel soon? I don't know. Brick, did you see the Mattel K-pop Demon Hunters? They're killing it. We have not, and I even clicked Mattel. We'll go back and see if we can find those. I did see when they were first showing off what they were looking at doing, what was it, a week or two ago. Thought those were cool, but if they've got them in real plastic, I want to check those out. Star, I'm thinking that Joker Batman fig raises more questions than it answers. See, I'm not too worried about that just yet. I want to see the more collector-oriented line before too many questions are asked and answered. Pixelated. I haven't seen any Smart Hulk pics. Only Dan's hint of a pink bunny. Yeah. Let's see. Brick. Yeah, those Kid Focus DC looks good sculpt-wise. Double knees and elbows, swivel waist. Only up from there for the collector line. Yep. That Batmobile looks to me like it comes in a box of cereal. I mean, it definitely looks more toy-etic, I suppose, than the Batmobiles we're used to. But the fact that it exists makes me happy. It's like Mattel said, okay, everybody keeps talking about McFarlane's vehicles. We better show them we've got something out there. Mr. Manson, I got the McFarlane 89 Batmobile with the ramen add-ons. Nice. And did you get it so he's got the two-seater, or does that one still need to ship out? Star, they showed the packaging for Maine, Rebecca, and, Adam Smasher. Okay, I got to go find this at London. Okay, London Toy Fair. Got it. Mr. Manson, we've seen all the Daphne, Captain Cutler, Charlie X stuff, but that's wave 3. Where is wave 2? That's true. We need Scooby. Like, you can't have a Scooby line without Scoob. Did you see the DC Kids Robin packaging? Weirdly, he's mistakenly listed as a supervillain on the back. I did not. Hang on. Let's go look here real quick. Because we typed in Mattel. Okay, hold on. What do we have? No, that's not what we were thinking. What should I wonder if I type in Demon Hunters or K-pop Demon Hunters. Get out of there. Hold on. Mattel. Let's see if that takes us there. Okay, you're not wrong, Brick. Are those more? Okay, hold on. It looks like these are more the dolls. And then we've got the action figures up top here. No, wait. We've got the dolls on the ends. So the action figures up top and in the middle here. Okay. And maybe that's just forced perspective? I don't know. Some of them look huge compared to the others. Messing me up. Maybe it's these 3 are a different scale. Maybe that's it. And then there's 4 that are. Anyway, the point is, these do look pretty cool. I want closer pictures, though. I want better close-ups. This is just like these are the ones we saw before, I think. Not so much the dolls, though. We were actually looking at the figures. Official review. Yeah, this is from February. Let's see. Let's try instead just Demon Hunters and see what shows up. Okay, we've still got that. Are these the figures? No, these look more like the dolls too, don't they? Dang it! I never thought I'd be spending this much time trying to find K-pop Demon Hunter stuff, but here we are. Brick, Mezco Splinter looks dope. Yeah, he does. There's also a video closer. Might need to, there's clearly stuff I need to find. Hold on, let's head back. I want to hit refresh I'm hitting refresh on Preternia's page. Not a whole lot new there, but let's go to hang on, gents. Ladies and gentlemen, I will be right with you in just a second as I look up all the things. Okay. Let's go Toys Fair reveal. Okay, I did see this. Hang on just a sec, guys. Let's close that out. All right, I did see this Robin tease that they had earlier, the Tim Drake from the animated series. I likes. I'm not really in on animated series stuff so much, but that's definitely from BTAS. Ooh, creepy. And there we go with ye old Splinter. That thing does look glorious. And that has kind of a slight Mirage look. He's got his little sword cane looking deal. Oh man, why Mezco? Mezco is gonna have to re-release that 4-pack, right? The 4-pack of turtles. Tell me yes. Just say yes, Dave. Yes, it's gonna happen. That would make me happy. I would like to see that very much. John, I keep track of K-pop Demon Hunter stuff for my work sister's daughter. There have been only teasers for figures so far. Okay. Thanks, John. See, Brick, the ones in that group shots are all action figures, not the dolls. Oh man, I swear they had like 3 of them just look bigger. But you might be right. They've got, no, different sizes, cuz Mattel. Got it. That makes sense. John, agreed, Brick. Looking at those pics, the group ones look like action figures. Yeah. These all look good. It's all good stuff. Now, let me keep looking here. I want to hunt down. I want to go back. Seriously, like I'm waiting on. I sound all serious. You see that? Seriously, guys. I'm waiting on seeing what Jada has to do, seeing what what Hasbro's going to show off. So I'm back on X, kind of scrolling through, just seeing if anything new has shown up. And I see nothing. I mean, I think like there was one year, I can't remember if it was last year or the year before, that Jada's booth seemed to have been the one that just won. Like you saw Jada's booth and you were just blown away. And that was in competition against NECA. And NECA always wins the booths. So when Jada did it, you were just like, oh my God, that's amazing. And so I keep hoping that we're going to see some Jada just so we can see this incredible booth as well. One thing I'm bummed out about with NECA, though, is I didn't see any Mirage TMNT. So that makes me, what is the word? Yes, sad. So I'm back looking, like I said, TMNT and G.I. Joe is making the rounds. There was Airtype, more Overgear. I'm telling you, people are really excited about Overgear. Hang on, I'm just going through, just looking at stuff. Okay, you know what we can look at? Just to go a little more. Just checking things out. This is the Motu Chronicles line, which again, you guys know me, I'm not into movie stuff, but if you guys are, I think these look good. And it sounds like they're 1/12 scale, which I dig that Mattel's doing that. Like, I really like the look of this Skeletor, believe it or not. He doesn't have the classic look, almost like, you know, how you had the harness that wrapped around his torso, but I mean, there is no mistaking that for Skeletor, for sure. And we've got the ball peg waist on this. I mean, I think what we're looking at, I think when we were looking at the DC, the kids line, right? I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be the same as wrestling, where everything kind of fits together. It's just some are more premium than the others. I saw Motu's 5.5-inch figures that they're doing for kids for the movie, and they're $10 or something, 10 or $11. And for 10 or $11, that's how first we get the kids back into collecting, which is awesome. I was stoked to see that. But second, they don't have the articulation of this. They don't have the sculpt quality of this, which obviously for $10. But we look at these, I think this might be a better judge of what we're going to see from the DC figures than, say, those kids line DC figures are. Like, that's where I'm excited about Mattel, is if Mattel is going to nail DC like they nailed Skeletor here, I think we're in for a treat. The one thing that bugs me, kind of like we've talked about in the past, is that Tila and Evil Lynn, the female figures, don't have any kind of articulation at the waist. They gotta make that happen. They've got to make that happen. That's going to drive me crazy. And hopefully, and I don't know that this is the case, obviously, and it's probably not, it could just be a dream, but hopefully that's why I've heard that Tila and Evil Lynn are releasing after the other characters, so they can get in there and put some ball joints in there. But I doubt it. It would just be nice. See, like Trapjaw here looks really cool. Evil Lynn looks pretty cool. Like, I understand what people are saying about the face, but the sculpt, I mean, if we can get DC figures that are sculpted this well, oh man. And I'm just going to go back to Skeletor because that's a great looking sculpt. And if we can get, I mean, that's basically, you could use that body for a ton of DC characters. Like, it's that good. I think we're looking at quality here. Paul, thank you, sir. Thank you. John, I had to get K-pop Demon Hunters Uno for my work sister's daughter so far. Nice. I talked to my niece. I was hoping to get her like into some of this stuff, and she does like her 30-minute sisters. But I'm like, hey, have you heard about K-pop Demon Hunters? And she kind of rolled her eyes. And she's like, yes, everybody at school dressed up as the one with the purple hair for Halloween. So she's like, my niece is already, I don't know, man. She's already against the pop culture. She's already counterculture. I don't know how it happened. She doesn't seem like that to me. But yeah, she's already like, oh my gosh, it's so annoying. And I'm going, oh, I thought it was kind of cool. Star, if Jada reveals a Space Ghost fig at this show, I don't have the words. I might not either. It might be like when I walked out of The Dark Knight, the one with Heath Ledger, obviously, where I just couldn't talk about it. I was so blown away. That might be the thing. We might, in fact, if that happens, Monday's thumbnail is going to be Space Ghost. All right. And then as Space Ghost, we're going to come in here and I'm just going to say, guys, I can't talk about this. I have no words, but here it is. And then we'll move on. That's how it's going to go. Mr. Elliman, good to see you, man. The kids line doesn't have ankle articulation. They're not even Origins quality. I know, but they are $10 and Origins is what, 15? They're pushing 20, aren't they? Brick, yeah, I think Motu Chronicles is a good indication of what we might get from Mattel's DC collector line in terms of sculpt quality, paint, articulation. I do too, man, and I can't wait. I hope. I mean, these are great looking figures. Star, my mind was blown when I saw that Takara started the Overgear line with Ironhide and Blackout, not Optimus B or Megatron. I can't express enough just how awesome that is. Finally, new faces. Yeah, I mean, I thought that was pretty cool. You know what's terrible? I'm still stoked. I was somebody, when I grew up watching Transformers, I was kind of annoyed with Bumblebee. And now here we are with Bumblebee being super popular as one of the faces of the franchise. I am so glad that we don't have Bumblebee yet in Overgear. I want them to take a while before they get to Bumblebee. For whatever reason, he still kind of annoys me, though not as much as he did when I was a kid. Maybe that's the deal. Maybe my niece is a little bit like the rest of our family. And so maybe she'll grow up and not be so annoyed by K-pop Demon Hunters. Eric, I'm hoping they go that way with the DC collectors line, but unfortunately the teams don't always work together that way. Eric, do you know about, like, I know Hasbro's that way where they don't work together very well. I mean, I shouldn't say it that way. It sounds like Hasbro is really siloed off. Is it the same with Mattel, or is there a lot more communication between the departments with Mattel? That's an honest question. I honestly don't know, because this is the first time I've actually been excited about Mattel stuff in years. Like, I still have my old Hot Wheels from when I was a kid, but that's probably the last time I was excited about Mattel stuff because I like to collect the Vipers. Star, thank you, sir. Woo! All right, Eric, I think I heard Jada doesn't attend to it. What? I can't form words. I couldn't. It wasn't happening. Eric, Origin's baseline is pretty much 1999 now. The crossover stuff, even more. Yeah, I hear you. But ankle articulation is necessary for posing to be fun. Oh, I'm 1000%, Eric. I'm totally with you for that. On that. Gotta run. Have a great day, folks. You too, man. Thanks for stopping in. Clank, I'm surprised they brought back Blackout of all Decepticons. Hopefully that means a Chug G1 style Blackout soon. Man, you know, the 2007 was when the movie came out. Next year is the 20th anniversary. I know an Optimus Prime from the movie has made leak lists. It wouldn't surprise me if Blackout shows up just in studio series somewhere. But yeah, a G1ified, like something to work with Age of the Prime / Legacy and all that. That'd be pretty cool too. Pixelated, not Toy Fair related, but has anyone gotten a notification about the Super Musk? I have not. So my guess is, I mean, what is it? Chinese New Year starts the 17th, I believe. So my guess is we won't get the Musk till late. Well, I was going to say late February. No, I'd say early to mid March is the earliest we can plan on for that. But I don't know. Like I said, I'm with you, man. I haven't heard anything. Clank, or better yet, even an animated style Blackout. That would be sweet too. Mr. Matz, I'm pretty sure Jada has a booth there this year. All right, hang on. I'm just going to do a quick search on ye old internet. Have a booth at Toy Fair. See, Jaded Toy, blah, 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 major industry events. Hang on. Sorry, guys. I'm like, I'm sitting here reading, trying to figure it out. Okay. And of course, I tried relying on Google's AI stuff, and there's nothing there that is definitive. Thinking, yes, Jada Toys has confirmed they're participating in 2026, with reports indicating a presence at the Toy Fair London to showcase new products, including Zangief. You know what? I typed Toy Fair, but I forgot the word New York. Let's try this now. Yes, Jada Toys is featured as a highlight exhibitor at the New York Toy Fair 2026. So, assuming we can trust Google's AI, Jada should be there. But that's probably a pretty good size assumption. Star Clank right there with you. So glad we're getting characters other than Overused 3. So many others to choose from, though they will need a Starscream. We all need a Starscream. Man, you know, the problem with Starscream is that leads to at least Skywarp and Thundercracker as well. And they seem, I mean, the Blackout, the helicopter is pretty good size. So I wonder how big they'd make the jets. Mr. Matson, they're both 6313 this week, or they are booth 6313 this weekend. Got it, sir. Thank you. What I found, AI. What you found sounds a lot more official, and I likes that. So yeah, this was old Skeletor. Let's see, they're unveiling a new Sony Pictures goat line. They have I've seen the goat stuff, or some goat stuff. But are they 112? Because they were smaller. They were like 5-inch figures, I think, right? The ones that we knew about before. All right, let me jump up and see if we can find something else that's new. I'm going crazy. I am, man. I want to see Jada. I want to see Jada throw something at us here. We have someone show. Sorry, guys. If I'm moving too fast, just yell at me. Look at this thing. Oh, so cool. Get out of there, Dave. Stop looking at stuff that's going to make you spend money. My wallet, seriously, it looks at me funny on pretty much every day at this point. Oh, who remembers this guy? Oh, yeah. This was Transformers Energon, I believe. Energon gets a lot of hate. It does. And some of it's deserved, but some of it's not. Like, I love some of these designs. Mostly the Decepticons, too. The Decepticons had really cool designs in Energon. Sorry, I got sidetracked there. Who is this? Was Demolisher, wasn't it? Let's see. Huh. Dang, it doesn't have the name of this one, at least the American name. It said Ironhide, but I'm guessing no. I know that wasn't Ironhide in Energon. Who we have? Isn't this thrilling, gang, as we're waiting for everything? I just keep refreshing. Well, let's see. What's this? McFarlane Elite Edition, World of Warcraft. Lich King. All right, now that's kind of cool looking. I didn't know that McFarlane had World of Warcraft. Bulkhead. Was it Bulkhead? I thought it was Demolished. Maybe not, though. Bulkhead, I remember, like, from animated. He was also in, obviously he was in Prime. Wasn't he? Maybe you're right, Star. I can't remember. I had that guy and I can't remember his name. That's when I know that I've got too much, is if I'm looking. Like, I will sit in here some nights and I will name off the figures silently in my head so I don't sound like a crazy person, because that's what I'm talking about isn't crazy at all. But once I can't name a figure, I'm kind of like, I probably shouldn't have that one. So I sit here and I'm going, okay, let's name them all off. I'm sick in the head like that. But yeah, apparently McFarlane has a World of Warcraft license. And I don't know, are they supposed to be? So I do get curious sometimes when it comes to McFarlane stuff. Are they supposed to be larger figures? I mean, I know McFarlane itself is 1/10, basically, 7-inch scale, whatever, 7 inches / 1/10 scale. But I know that, but is World of Warcraft supposed to be larger characters than, say, most of the figures we've got in 112? They're supposed to be, say, your standard 5'10" to 6'2" or whatever. Are they supposed to be more like 7 feet or something? Just curious. I don't know my Warcraft at all, but I do know that looks kind of cool. But that's also in their wheelhouse. Star, after seeing the Overgear line, everything else just doesn't seem to compare. Game over, kids. Takara wins. We can't do it, Star. We can't do it. Nobody can go crazy with Takara. It would be bad juju on all of us. Unless we want to live in the Takara boxes as well. And I do hear they have pretty large boxes. Oh, wait a sec. Oh, no, blockies. Dang it. It said Toy Fair 2026. I saw Transformers and then I saw blockies. I mean, not that I hate blockies. I like the look of a lot of them. And if I wanted to get into Transformers model kits, I think blockies might be the way to go. Unless you want the fancy stuff. Then you start going Yellow Park. Trypticon might be a little out of scale there. I think he's shorter than Thrust. Yeah, maybe Bombshell. Sorry, I keep going through. I keep hoping. You know what we could do? Oh, let's try. I'm telling you, man, it's a super chill kind of chat today. Jada Toys latest. Let's see what we get here. Jada Toys. No, I'm not seeing anything for today. So they haven't made the rounds. At least nobody's posting about them on X just yet. Pink Skull Serenade. This might be one of the contests they were holding. Sorry. And then I get real quiet. That's not good. That's bad juju. Don't do that. Brick, McFarlane's World of Warcraft licensed stuff is all small. Oh, really? The good World of Warcraft stuff is unlicensed by Meditoys and Grey Knight Studio. I remember going through, what was it? It was a year, maybe even a year and a half ago, where one of the shows had a bunch of World of Warcraft stuff you guys were talking to me about. And I think it was mostly Medi, but I'm not sure. I don't recall Grey Knight Studios being mentioned or Grey Knight Studio. But that's a shame. Let's see. Star, oh, Dave Bombshell? Why did you say that? Now I'm seeing in my head Overgear Insecticons curses again. On the plus side, Star, that's just what you're seeing in your head. They haven't announced it yet. So we should be okay for a little while. Still, you know what I am wondering, since I went on my little anti-Bumblebee rant, I'm wondering, will they do something that's kind of like Reactivate for him? That would be kind of neat. And how colorful. So Ironhide is supposedly a member of, I think, a 3-team squad. And so I'm wondering if Ironhide and the rest of his squad is colored similarly to how he is. And then if others are different colors. I don't know. I don't know things. La 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 la. This is awful. All right, guys. So let's see. Oh, more Diaclone. This is unfair. Like, my feed never has this much Diaclone in it. And suddenly we're looking at Overgear, and it's like the feed knows, okay, feed him Diaclone now. Okay. Well, what's everybody drinking? Because they're not coming out with stuff here. They're not showing us all the things. I will tell you right now, I have. Wait a sec. I refreshed X, so I'm seeing if there's anything we haven't seen yet. Because I know X is where we're going to see it first. And then we look other places for better. I am currently drinking, let's see here, a half and half iced tea lemonade from Arizona. It is diet, not because I want to be eating less and drinking less calories, but because I should probably be eating less and drinking less sugar. So I'm trying to be good, but it's hard, man. I don't know about you guys. I love sugar. Like, I want a donut so bad. But because of that, I'm avoiding places like Tim Hortons, Dunkin' Donuts, and all that. So when I go to the grocery store, they'll have like packs of 8 donuts. And I know I don't want 8 donuts. So then when I walk in there, I'm safe. But if I were to walk into Tim Hortons or Dunkin' Donuts, I'd be hosed. And this, no sugar on the diet, I hope. I mean, if there's a little, I'm okay. It's just, I tend to load up. And then drool, apparently. Star, the Red Lightning Assault Team going up against the GOA. That's right, I forgot the GOA, Government Order Authority. Star, Overgear is rocking my world, yeah. Yeah, the GOA is kind of like the Rothschilds, I decided. They're just running everything. Brandon, drinking a Viking Berry Monster. Ooh, I haven't heard of Viking Berry. Okay, so what makes it Viking? I get the berry part, but why do they call it Viking Berry? Ah, okay. Oh no, come on now, X. Egad. All right, I refreshed. What do we got? Somebody's target run. What is this? Playmates toy. Oh, wait. Playmates is showing straight up Power Rangers now. I forgot they had that license. So what do we have? We have Zords. Are they like, okay, who all, does anybody here know your Power Rangers? because I don't know if I'm looking at things that are, you know, how they've got like the super deformed chibi type stuff, or if I'm looking at things like this almost looks chibified, this thing in the very front, but maybe it's like shaped correctly. Let me know because I I legit don't know. I would know if I saw just your standard Megazord. I would know that it was shaped correctly, but I don't know what's going on here. Let's see. Okay, this is obviously some kind of Megazord with your tiny Power Rangers. The Firebird. Huh. And this looks like this guy in the upper left looks like he's kind of he looks like he might be right sized or like right proportions. John, I like Viking Berry, but what makes it Viking? That's what's key. Star, I'm mixing and matching between sweet tea, Pepsi, and sake. Some amounts more than others. Nice. That is, let's see, sweet tea, Pepsi, and sake. All right. You guys know, like, I've only had sake once. Would sake mix with any of that, Star? Or is it like you take a swig of sake, then you wash it down with some sweet tea and Pepsi? Or are you blending any of it? Like sweet tea and Pepsi, mixing those seems redundant. But what could sake go in there? John, I finished a cherry Coke and I'm on to water. Nice. See, I need to be. That's one thing. So I'm in the basement of this office building and there are no drinking fountains down here. And I don't have one of those sprinklets deals. So there's the only way I can get water is to come in here with a mug and walk into the bathroom and use the faucet, unless there might be a drinking fountain upstairs. I'll have to double check that. But then you're like, do I really want to go all the way upstairs to fill this mug with water? Most of the time, the answer is no, but should I? Yes. Yes, I should. Brandon, I have no idea. It's more like a mix slash wild berry. They give all their drinks funny names. You know what? I've only had classic Monster. I've never had any of their funky flavors. So I had no idea, but just a mixed berry. All right, I'll take it. This is from the second season. That's the Red Dragon and Black Lion. Okay. Thank you, sir. I saw season two, but I wasn't so they look proportionally how they're supposed to look. Star, the story behind Transformers Overgear almost demands a lengthy book slash novel. Yes, please. You know what? If we get enough of those figures, we can write that thing. John, Viking? It's metaphorical. Oh no, I should know things, shouldn't I? John, they claim it's a blend of wild Nordic berries and Scandinavian fruit flavors. Ah, okay, all right. So that's where we're at with it. Brandon, the Power Rangers Thunderzord comes from Die Ranger, the same Super Sentai series the White Ranger is from. I thought it was pretty much all from Super Sentai, but it's just the White Ranger? Like, for whatever reason, I don't know. I always thought that what happened was the US basically just imported the fight scenes and the robot scenes and this just inserted American actors whenever, like, to keep the story flowing. But I thought everything came from Japan and it was all Sentai. John, we're on well water, so I use bottled water. Good man, good man. Yeah, we're not on well water, but like in the office building, obviously, that would be bad, I would think. But yeah, I don't know. I'm sure they've got some kind of filter system, but it is not good water when I go into the bathroom and fill the mug. Star, a lot of swishing, chasing, plenty of realization that poor choices have been made in my life. That's what, good thing I didn't drink a lot of sake then. Brandon, the MMPR from ZU Ranger. Only the White Ranger is from Die Ranger, but yes, it's all Super Sentai. Okay. So you were okay. So they're from different series. Got it. My bad, Brandon. Thank you for letting me know. Because it feels like one of those blind spots that I need to make a little less blind, you know? Okay, so there was Power Ranger stuff. We've got, what do we have? It's 4:13. we're going to give them a little more time. I really do want to be out of here by 4:30 so people can do their thing. But I really would like Jada to come in and say, here's what we've got. Toy Fair Yellow Park Transformers here. We won't go into those so much. That would be going into TFW 2005, which the articles are fine. It's the comments you want to avoid. I keep looking to see if there's anything else I missed. At this point, a lot of this seems really redundant. We're basically just waiting for Hasbro to show more of their wares and for Jada to show any of their wares. But the plus side, that'll give us plenty of stuff to talk about on Monday's live stream as well. But truly, if they show off a Space Ghost, I promise you, I will make that the thumbnail. I might put a couple words there, but that's the thumbnail. In fact, the words might be, I have no words. Just to, that's sort of a clickbaity title, right? That kind of works. That would get people involved. I know I'm going super fast here. I'd like to see what I wrote down or what I typed in my phone as far as Jada was concerned, because I did have a list going of what all we could check out. So I've got typed up Cyberpunk Edge Runners, Invincible, Mega Man, Scooby-Doo, Street Fighter 2, and Street Fighter Alpha. I think they do the other version of Street Fighter is Alpha, correct? So I had all those listed because I figured we'd eventually see Jada stuff today and I could start putting them down here so we knew what was up with them. But yeah, not happening yet. I'm so annoyed. Just automatically go to the profile, not thinking. But yes, this is riveting. And normally what I would do is say, guys, we're just not seeing much here. So how about we call it a day? But no, I'm going to give Jada and Hasbro time. We're going to sit here and we're going to run it to the wire because I have to think that show ends around 5 or 6. So it's got to be that people have gotten into that booth and just haven't taken pictures yet or just haven't posted pictures yet. And it's driving me crazy. The stuff needs to show up. Oh, spoon. Ladies and gentlemen, if we can't find Jada and the rest of the Hasbro stuff, at least we can look at a picture of the Tick, Arthur, and American Made. That is quality right there. Private, what's going on, man? Thanks for stopping in. What's your favorite reveal so far? Ooh, I don't know. I think, no, those don't count as reveals. We knew they were there. I was going to say even though I'm not going to get them, I was going to say the Motu Chronicles just because it kind of hints at what we might get from DC. Let me look here. Look at my list. Probably the NECA Muppets, to be very honest, just because I've been wanting a Muppets line for forever. So yeah, what we've seen at Toy Fair, I'm going NECA Muppets. How about you? Star, Yellow Parks are very nice. No more temptations, please. No temptations. No money. That's part of why I didn't click on it, Star. I realized that I might also be tempted. NECA turtle reveals have been disappointing, but they are killing it with the Muppets and new license reveals. There you go, man. I think we're on the same page when it comes to the Muppets. But yeah, the turtles, I would like to see a little more Mirage. I thought the Fortnite ones looked kind of fun, but I am with Star, where those things, they look like people with turtle heads, basically, and turtle feet. Star, yet, right? Please? Yeah, Jada hasn't shown yet, but they will. They will. I'm one soggy away from getting in my truck and going up there if Jada doesn't get on the stick and show us something now. Probably this is where I have to play good? Nah, you're good. Mrs. Star would never let that happen. She would throw down, and then she would get her car back and sell yours. That's how this would go. Ah, yeah, what? We're not stoked? That's actually, guys, that was a great question the Private just threw out there. What's been anybody else's favorite reveal of the night so far, or of the day, of the weekend? I mean, leading up to it, I think Star and I can agree that we were huge fans of Overgear. But as far as the weekend goes, as far as the reveals that we've seen thus far, I got to go Muppets. I mean, there's a lot that I thought are pretty cool. Let me see here. If I go through the DuckTales, I was surprised by DuckTales. It's not a line that I need to collect, but I think they look really good. McDonald's really surprised me too. Yeah, I think Muppets for me for sure. Star Overgear. Sing it, brother Dave. Yep, I think you and I are on the same page with Overgear, man. Private, the most surprising reveal has got to be the NECA McDonald's collab and McFarlane Hellboy. I don't know. I mean, McFarlane Hellboy to me makes sense, but you're not wrong. It is a surprise that they're doing it. And the McDonald's, that blew my mind. I had no idea. Like, it's like Jada almost opened a Pandora's box. They're sitting there, like I'm looking up here. I've got Tony the Tiger and Chester Cheetah up behind me. And then they've done Frankenberry, they've done Count Chocula, Boo Berry. You know, they're doing their mascot thing. Fred and Barney are eventually coming out and all that stuff. But I figured it was kind of a Jada thing. And now everybody seems to be wanting in on the mascot action, and I'm good with it. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. See, if we get DuckTales, I hope we get Tailspin. Ooh, I forgot about Tailspin, actually. They got what they have at that time. It was Tailspin, it was DuckTales, it was Chip and Dale, right? Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers. I think those were the main three. And then on the Warner Brothers side, it was Tiny Toons and Animaniacs. I love Animaniacs, and Looney Tunes are what's up. I didn't think Tiny Toons were so good. I think even then I kind of thought, wait a sec, we're just doing kid versions of the cool characters. But Animaniacs, they made it their own thing, and I thought that was really cool. But yeah, this is actually, I'll tell you, probably and I don't know this for sure because I'm sure plenty still has to be revealed this weekend. But the reveal I would be most excited about probably is if Jada came out and said, oh, hey, here are Looney Tunes action figures. I would be over the moon. I would be so excited to see that if that got revealed. But who knows? Oh, man. 8 minutes. 8 minutes. Let's see here. I want more. I want to see stuff. Show me stuff. Show me, what do we have? Well, Preternia just showed NECA Ultimates Pee Wee Herman. I said that a little strange. And then, let's see, other looks here at DuckTales. Speaking of, I have to say, I love that Scrooge. Like that Scrooge I'm tempted to get. The problem is then I'd have to get these guys so I could complete the 3 nephews. But yeah, that Scrooge is a lot of fun. Just that facial expression. And you know he's going to come with more. Star, I'm selling off so many of my older collections now, making room to go solid on Jada Edge Runners and Overgear figs. Yeah. I haven't gotten that far yet. I'm looking around. My problem is I've gotten to the point where everything I have, I really like. Like I was looking at all the stuff yesterday and I'm going, no, I'm happy with stuff. I've got a couple things I'm going to sell, but overall, like what I would sell doesn't really make a dent in loading up on Jada and Overgear. So yeah, that's That's definitely a problem. But if you can get rid of a bunch of stuff and make room that way for him, game on. That's awesome. Because, yeah, that is a definite problem for me. Ever since I decided, nah, man, I just want to get stuff I really like, I've gotten stuff I just really like, which has been a problem. What do we have here? Update. Oh, boy. Let's see. Oh, no, that's still Takara's show. Man, Takara, you know what it must be, I think? I think Takara is showing off a lot of stuff right now, too. Because they had their event was supposed to be today and tomorrow. So that's probably why Takara is loading up. Like, this is a Takara Optimus Prime Zoids figure, which is kind of crazy. But I don't know. I'm not that tempted. That thing's $300, and I don't like it that much. I do, however, if they re-release this, figure, I would look at that as Optimus Prime and pick him up. And maybe that's what they're saying here. Let's see. Battles will also become huge, super thick, powerful, like Convoy. Like Convoy. I don't want like Convoy. I want it to be Convoy. No dice. No dice whatsoever. This is sadness. This is sadness to the highest degree. Okay, we are starting to get some more. It looks like, Hasbro's showing up a little more in the old feed as far as Transformers are concerned. So maybe people are starting to check out Hasbro a little more. This is their Astro Train. This is the guy that is causing all the ruckus right now. Star, if Jada does Warner Brothers cartoons, all the characters from Duck Dodgers in the 21st and a half century would be a must. I would totally be down with that. Star, Takara came out guns blazing, no punches being pulled there. Yeah, Star, I have a feeling neither of us should look at anything that that gets revealed from Takara today. That would be just sadness. This is fruitless. Why are we not seeing stuff? I'm starting to get just I'm sitting here like, why? Why is this not happening? Oh, there we go. And then I had to go see a Dia Battles. As soon as I say, hey Star, let's make sure we don't look at Takara, I refresh, there's Takara. Yeah, it might be. I'm wondering if everybody that does the reporting on kind of the toy nerd sites and everything, I'm wondering if maybe they're not going to see Hasbro and Jada until tomorrow. And if that's the case, maybe not. Maybe we still have plenty of time. I don't know what the hours are for the toy fair. So maybe it's going to go much longer than I would assume it's going to go. But it's possible that our nerdy reporter brethren aren't going to be talking to either of these teams or either of these companies until tomorrow at some point. If that's the case, no worries. I'm not that impatient. And like I said earlier, it will give us time to, or it will give us something to chat about on Monday when I get my thoughts together a little more about the weekend. We'll probably just do a whole recap, but spend a lot more time on whatever Jada's got going on. Because I think that our crowd seems to really dig Jada. I know I do. Oh, I forgot about those. But what do we have? 428. Oh, we got Onslaught. Whee! Oh, he'll do okay. He'll win. Sorry, I'm all quiet again. Let's see. Age of Extinction Lockdown. Oh, 3-0. I was hoping it was going to be actual Transformers. All right, guys, I think we're pretty much there. It seems to me that we're not going to get anything else. We've covered pretty much everything that's going to get revealed today. And like I say, maybe not. Maybe tonight we'll start getting some more stuff coming in from everybody talking to Hasbro and Jada. But if not, I'm confident they'll be talking to them tomorrow. So I think that's what we've got. Thanks to everybody for stopping in this fine day, because this was totally a different kind of thing to do. I don't usually do live streams on Saturdays, but it made sense to me to come in and chat Toy Fair when suddenly just everything was showing up except Hasbro and Jada. John, someone said that Hasbro doesn't open their booth until 5:30, so it's possible that Jada hasn't opened theirs yet. Okay, there we go. Star, I'm pushing for Jada to be 51st star on the U.S. flag. I don't hate it. I don't hate that as an idea. But yeah, I mean, maybe that's the deal. John, if John is correct here, then tonight we're going to start seeing some Hasbro stuff come in, or if the person that talked to John is correct. And maybe he's right. Oh, I just accidentally lowered the chair again. Maybe he's right. And maybe the same deal will happen with Jada, and we'll just start getting all that stuff this fine evening. So keep track of everything. Watch your X accounts, watch your Instagrams, watch all the socials. I'm sure some videos will probably go up tonight as well. See what we see. And then we'll be back on Monday to chat all of it. So thanks again for stopping by, especially considering the fact that this is a totally unusual thing to do live streams tonight or today. This is something that usually happens on Mondays and Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I'll see everybody that doesn't usually make it then, as well as everybody I usually see. It's going to be a good Monday night. Thanks for stopping by this fine Saturday. You could have done anything today, and instead you chose to hang out here. Now, get out there, hang out with those significant others. Don't tell them you were watching Toypixx, because again, my wallet already wants to kill me. I don't need them wanting to do the same thing. So until next time, have fun and happy snapping. See ya. I'm going to hit end stream now. Things are going to get weird. And what do we got? Take care. Have a good weekend. Woohoo! Let's see. Yep, there we go, gang. We'll talk at you next time. See ya.